Less than 4 days until the Avengers comes out and opens the summer movie season 2012, and I could not be more excited. We've been waiting years and years for this movie, and even 4 years since we first, got confirmation that it was happening in the end credits scene of Iron Man. If you're like me, you just watched Iron Man, you're like, damn, that was one of the best superhero movies ever. That was awesome. And you're like, you know what? It's a Marvel movie. You should probably stick around to the end. There's probably something at the end. And then you're like, holy it's Samuel L. Jackson. And then you're like, oh my god, the Avengers. Then there's the Incredible Hulk, which I personally liked. And then at the end of that, there's another tie-in to the Avengers. 2009, pretty dry with the Avengers stuff. Iron Man 2 starts to set it up even more. And then last summer, we get Thor and Captain America, which is where we're starting today, is because this whole week, I'm going to go through each Avengers movie, even if I've reviewed them before, which I have for, I think, 3 of them, because, they came out while I was doing this channel, but my feelings have changed, and I just want to make this a big week of excitement for the Avengers. So today we're going to have Captain America, so tomorrow is probably going to be Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk reviews. The day after that's going to be Iron Man 2, then Thursday, Thor, and then Friday concluding with the Avengers. And I will try to bring that review as earliest on that day as possible. It's going to be a fun week. I know a lot of people have seen the Avengers already. I'm not one of those lucky people who got an advanced screening, but I'm actually, I'm excited to go see it on opening day because, it's the first day of the summer movie season, and what's better than that? So let's get this show on the road and begin my review for Captain America. Captain America, out of the 5 Avengers movies, is my personal least favorite. That doesn't mean I don't like it. I've actually liked all the movies, but if this movie wasn't a setup movie to the Avengers, I'd probably like it even less. Going into Captain America, I was really excited. Not that I really care for the Captain America superhero, but just the fact that I really like the period setting. I thought that was going to be really cool, and the trailer was absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, the movie just doesn't harness its potential, and that's mainly due to the fact that it's very goofy. And while Thor is goofy too, and actually most of the Marvel movies have a slight amount of goof to them, because they are the lighter superhero movies, but this movie kind of takes it to a new level for Marvel, just because the dialogue is pretty poor at a lot of times, and is very cheeseball. And that's really accentuated by the fact that the direction is pretty poor for the most of the movie. Like, there are just a lot of really awkward situations, and while I really like Chris Evans, I think, his material was just not very good. The one part of the movie that I really didn't expect to like at all was the more patriotic side, because it's Captain America. I mean, there has to be some sort of patriotism in there, and it's taking place World War II. Chris Evans starts up as this morally upright nationalist who, will get into fistfights with people 3 times his size if they have a disrespect for America. And there are parts of this movie where it is just very, very heavy on the propaganda, and I couldn't tell if they were just kind of making fun of that a little bit, like it's supposed to be funny, or if they were serious. Yeah, Haley Atwell is the love interest. I mean, I thought that was okay. The romance, it was supposed to add, a layer of compassion for the characters, but it just wasn't really there. The same thing goes for Hugo Weaving as Red Skull. Hugo Weaving, I love, but it was just not a very good villain. It wasn't very intimidating at all, and the whole mythology behind his plans, and even some of the tie-ins, which were the cooler parts of the movie, the parts that tied in with Thor and just the Avengers as a whole, they were like subtly these little mentions where we're like, oh yeah, that's reference to the whole thing, but they don't really make a lot of sense, like, within the fiction of this story. The pieces don't really fit together at a lot of times. It's cool that it's there. I love that, but and it gets points for that, because Captain America has a lot of that. Especially the stuff with Dominic Cooper as Howard Stark, and the Shield, and the Shield's even referenced in Iron Man 2, and there's just all these little references to the other movies, but just a lot of them don't make any sense. I'm complaining a lot right now, but I do like this movie, though. I have a lot of complaints, but for some reason I still like it. Because it is a fun movie, and I do like Chris Evans, and he does play a good hero. The action is very cool. If you look at it chronologically, it does set up well for the Avengers as a whole. Most of my complaints have to do with things that were really cool and and good qualities for the film that just weren't pursued enough or developed well enough. I mean, the story overall was intriguing, but the way they tell it, or the way that it's edited throughout the film with, you know, the other aspects, they just don't fit together all that well. That's the problem with the movie at large, is there are very good things through the seams of this movie, but they aren't knitted together very well, which is just creates this very off-pace movie. But those fragments of good things are still big enough that you can, you know, recognize them throughout the movie and sit there and be entertained, and so for that, I do like Captain America. And just the fact that it is leading towards the Avengers makes me a little brighter towards it. So I'm going to give the movie a 7.5 out of 10. That rating has dropped since my initial viewing of the movie. I think it might be the only... No, there's another one that's dropped too. Anyway, I'm super excited for the Avengers. You know, let me know your thoughts on Captain America below. What's your least favorite movie out of the Avengers so far? And I will see you guys tomorrow for probably double reviews. Never mind, I totally take that back because I'm going to upload my video talking about the summer movie season in general and my most anticipated movies for the season, and I want to get that up earlier in the week before, you know, the season opens. So that will probably come tomorrow with my review of the first Iron Man, and then the Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2 on Wednesday. So basically devoid a lot of things I've said in this video.